Aloha! Top of the morning, friends and family. How you wonderful, beautiful people doing today? On this channel, we upload one beautifully edited cinematic masterpiece per week. However, this video is uncut. And today's uncut video, we just gonna talk. Just like every time we do about now. First, several things, I suppose. This weekend, I'm gonna be at the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo in Virginia. Gonna be first time flying into Washington, D.C., so I'm kind of excited to go around and check out like some of the monuments and whatnot. And big apologies for not doing the Palmstreet live that I was planning to do on Saturday. They had a great deal going, and they always have really cool deals going, to be fair, for their sellers. Different incentives and whatnot to get people doing their lives. And one of them was like, that weekend was every sale that you made above $80, Palmstreet would add an additional $10 to the sale up to like $1,000. So that was a pretty good deal. And so it seemed like a good time to do it. I want to tell you what ended up happening because it'll probably be a good part of Saturday's video. So several months ago, my buddy Tim hit me up about going to a backpacking trip with a group of dads and sons to do like a father-son backpacking trip. And he asked me when I could probably go, so I sent him all the dates that I'd be at Reptile shows, and be like, well, I can't go those weekends at all. And so some time went by, and then he replied later. He's like, "Yeah, I talked to some guys. Looks like we're looking at Labor Day." And I was like, "Okay, let me take a look at what day Labor Day is." And so in my mind, I know it's the first because it's also my uncle's birthday. So or does it not always fall on the first? I feel like it always falls on the first. Maybe I'm making that up. Either way, I went and looked at the schedule for the shows. And I was like, oh, I can't do it that time. I'm going to be in Phoenix at one of the AARP shows. And so I was like, dang, that sucks. Like, I'd sent my dates ahead of time to where I thought that they'd find a time that would work for most of us or all of us. And I was like, dang it, that didn't work. Oh, well, it is what it is. And, I looked because the Phoenix show, the show in Scottsdale is on November 1st. And so I looked at the calendar and there it was. And then Friday morning, playing pickleball with a group of guys, including Tim, my buddy. No! And I didn't even want to be there. In fact, I had my buddy Josh step in because I was like, I want to sleep in. A lot of times we play pickleball at like 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, I'm not feeling that. That seems too early. I'd love to have a day to sleep in. And then my buddy Josh said he wanted to play. He was the one that actually instigated. He's like, I'd love to play with your guys that are really good at some point. And so I put that out there, and they tried to rally and tried to get even 8 people to play. And then it was kind of hinging on Josh. And so I was confirming with Josh, like, hey, you good to play tomorrow? Because they're getting people together. And no reply from him until a little later in the evening, to where he said, oh, I'm sick, I can't do it. And I was like, dang it. Like, okay, I guess that means I got to get up and go play, which isn't too bad, but I really didn't want to wake up. 5:30 a.m. pickleball means you're getting up at like 4:45 to warm up. So I do get up anyway, and then I go play, and Tim's there, and we're playing, and Tim's selling a little bit, to be honest, and he keeps popping him up and setting me up for murder, so I'm a little bit perturbed. And then, because nobody likes to be set up for murder on the pickleball court. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you, but it sucks every time. So, and then he starts talking about the backpacking trip, and I was like, oh, he's selling me out on the court and bringing up the backpacking trip that I can't go to, even though I sent you my dates way ahead of time to try and work around them. But he didn't. And I was like, oh, gosh dang it. And then he's talking about it, and he's like, yeah, we're leaving tonight. And my brain went, I was like, what? Are you leaving tonight? Like, well, I'm not out of town this weekend. I'm here. Why are you leaving? And I was like, what is it? So I went scroll back, like, I was kind of like trying to figure what went wrong there. I went scrolling through my text messages, and it's like try to see where somebody else messed up. Spoiler alert: nobody else messed up. I just didn't know how to read a calendar properly. And the date that I said I'm going to be in Phoenix, he said Labor Day, and I looked and I was like, Labor Day is September 1st, not November 1st. It was like, I think I can, maybe I can go. And I didn't. That's what I said at first, but then I was like, oh man, I just had Robin out here visiting for a bit, so I had Hillary. She really was holding down the fort with the kids and stuff, so that we can do our thing. And then like all my family was in town recently too, which is great. And that's not actually part of the like we just had a lot of people at the house, which was great. I don't think that really applies to Hillary. Although when I think of Hillary, it's like it's all my family, it's not her family. Well, they're her family, whatever. And then knowing that I'm going to be in Virginia this weekend, I was like, I can't bring it up to Hillary. She's already been doing too much to support us and the family. That just didn't seem fair. And I was even telling my buddy Jordan on the walk back to the car, like, I don't think that's going to work. I can't think I can even broach the subject because it just doesn't seem fair that I would leave her, with the kids again for a weekend. And then I got home and her and Makai were still sleeping in bed and it was super cute. And I took a picture because of how cute it was. And as I was sitting there looking at them sleeping, all these memories of her saying how she really wanted Noah and I to have a good relationship growing up. She just hoped that we weren't going to not have a good relationship because we butt heads a lot. Him being a lot like me and him being the oldest and all the different factors that go into that. We butt heads a lot, and we have butted heads a lot over the years. And I thought about that while I was looking at her. And the intention of this trip is to take our boys who are becoming young men and really have like kind of a coming of age trip, like a really intentional time to kind of speak into their lives and into other boys' lives, like be big uncles to the other kids as well, and just really encourage them into being honorable men, men who the type of men that we want in this world. That's the type of men. And I thought about all that while I was watching them sleep, and then as I was watching them, she kind of opened her eyes, woke up a little bit, and I decided, I said, yeah, I should broach this. I should broach it. I was like, so here's the thing, Hill. I'm a moron, don't know how to read a calendar, and that backpacking trip where the boys are all going out with their dads they're leaving today. And she was like half awake, it was like one eye open. And she's like, huh? Oh, yeah, you guys gotta go. You gotta go. Or, yeah, you should go. No, they'll be good. I was like, okay, thanks, Hill. And it was an amazing trip. I got a bunch of footage. I'll probably put it up this Saturday, a lot of the footage, and just kind of talk about more details, how it was. It was really, the timing was amazing. Like the fact that I wouldn't have gone, if Tim also didn't feel like showing up for pickleball that day, but did anyway. He was thinking it'd probably be a bad idea to go play pickleball at 5:30 in the morning, then go work as a doctor for a whole day, and then have to drive up to the mountains all in one day. So he was very slim chance of even being there. I was a very slim chance of being there. If neither of us had been there, we never would have brought up the subject. I would have just been sitting at home doing my live stream, which would have been great for all of you guys because we got to hang out and I would sold you some of my snakes. But we didn't do that. And I ended up going up there instead of being down here. And people are just chucking boxes out on my second story. We instead of sitting here being like, dang, it looks like I probably could have gone. I went. Here's what I haven't even repacked all my backpacking stuff yet. It was epic. It was absolutely epic. I'll tell you all the details about it on this weekend's video. But as for now, I've still got snakes that I want to move. I just fed them all last night, so I'm not going to handle any of them. But I've still got more ball pythons that I want to keep, and I might do a couple of other species as well. Like we still got Junior. Junior's up there hiding out. He just ate last night, so he's hiding his little thing. You can't really see him. Can you see him? Did he poop? I can't see. Yeah, so that's that. That's my little update for you guys today. Hope to see you at the Virginia show, the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo this weekend. And if you do see me there, stop me. Say hi. Talk to me. I want to like do a video with you, and I love doing that. And please, it never fails. Somebody will comment and be like, "Oh, I saw you at the show, or you were busy. I didn't want to blah blah." Stop me. Let's talk. Here's the other thing. This is what I was planning to talk about in this video. I ended up talking about the whole thing that happened this weekend, but never mind. We'll talk about it later. Stay subscribed so you can talk about the thing I actually was going to talk about in this video that I didn't talk about at all. Say hi to me at the Virginia show. Let's hang out. Let's make a little short video together. Let's keep having a good time with this channel. That's what we're going to do. All right. I feel like there's so much more I can say. There is so much more I can say. I'm going to save it for later. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button to support the channel. Leave a comment down below so I can chat with you while I'm on the plane. And I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.